Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. 1M by 1M, as you know, is the first and only global virtual accelerator in the world. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue, build $1 trillion in global GDP, and 10 million jobs. In support of that mission, we do these roundtables, these free roundtables. This is the 474th session, and we have been doing these week after week after week since 2008, the fall. And it started as an experiment, but became quite a fixture in the entrepreneurship ecosystem of the world. We get entrepreneurs from all over the world. Over 150,000 people have participated in these sessions. The event is being recorded. This and every other roundtable recording is available, and this one is going to be available on our YouTube channel, 1M1M Roundtables. On Twitter, we are at 1M1M and at Romana. We publish a lot of rich content. Hashtag 1M1M is what you need to use if you're live tweeting today. These are the instructions for speaking with me. This is a roundtable, not a broadcast, so we would like you to speak with me and with your peer group here, both through dialing in as well as through the public chat, whatever your preference. Set your public chat to send to all participants. Don't send me private messages. We have some scheduled programming first. We have 3 entrepreneur pitches, and then I will put the slide back up, and you're welcome to call in. We're about to start the entrepreneur pitch session. I want to set some expectations to all the presenters today, as well as those who will be presenting later in subsequent sessions. We want you to succeed, and we are completely on your side. This is a safe working session. We have absolutely no other agenda but to help accelerate your journey. It's possible that you might disagree with my feedback. Don't feel bad about that. That's okay. It's your venture. You will make the final decision. The one thing that you have to remember is not all businesses can raise money. Not all businesses should raise money. Raising money doesn't guarantee success. So that's the preamble. We go to Kiran Vasudeva in Romania for his pitch. Kiran, please unmute your line and tell us what you're working on.
Hi, Shramana. Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to present here. I came to know about you by Google by chance, and I didn't know that the kind of work that you had done before. It's wonderful, and I deeply appreciate what you're doing for people like us. So I'll start to get right away into the presentation, if you allow me. So essentially, what I have been trying to do is, as you can see, I'm in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. I have a restaurant. I'm the owner of one of the associates and the owner of the Indian restaurant since 2013. And we took over this restaurant when it was doing very badly, and we turned it around to make it a very successful one. And from that, I love food, and I'm a foodie, and I love to eat, and I also love to feed people, cook and feed people. So from that, actually, one of the ideas was that being here in Europe, I saw that there is a lot of option for people who want to eat meat, but not for people who are vegetarian. Can we go to the next slide, please? So, what essentially my observations were from my friend circle, from my customers who came into the restaurant, and the people I have been talking to for the last 1 year is that if somebody wants to become vegetarian, vegan, or somebody wants to incorporate more plant-based diets into the food, it's very difficult because, you have this raw vegan phenomena that's happening all around the world, but they don't have the kind of food which is based on plants like they have with the meat. What I mean by this is traditional recipes, like, which have been passed on from generation to generation, have a depth and richness which you can't find in this new age recipes that come from raw vegan and others. Of course, they can enjoy it, but it's not the same. The process is not the same. The effort is a lot more. Most of the traditional recipes have been fine-tuned through the ages to make it easier and simpler for us to get and cook them and enjoy them. And I come from a family which has been vegetarian for the last 2,000 years. When I say 2,000 years, I really mean it because I come from a South Indian Brahmin vegetarian family which has been lacto-vegetarian. And I enjoyed eating the food that was cooked by my mother, my aunts, my uncles, and the extended family. And I know what it means to be vegetarian from that culture. And I see that people here don't have options for those kind of that kind of pleasure and enjoyment in cooking and eating those kind of food. So I wanted to bring this to people here and say, look, I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to give you all the insights and the recipes, the tips and the tricks. Take it and make it your own. Thank you. Perfect. So now I think, yeah. So the first two slides cover most of what I have said. And the last sentence in the analysis is that after having done 3 classes till now, what I see is that there is a lot of demand, that the people really are looking out and they're not unable to find the kind of cuisine that I'm bringing to them. So I want
Kiran,
to
can I stop
also
you for a moment? I have a question.
Sure. Please.
Are you proposing to sell food, or are you proposing to teach people how to cook? What is the business here?
So the business is that I'm going to teach them. So one is building the community, and what I will be selling them is the enablers like the spice mixes, the spices, and in time advise using the bouquet of recipes that are going to put out there. The subscription model wherein they can consult with medical experts, endocrinologists, gastroenterologists, and any other expert who will be on my platform and get an advice from them, which is going to be an advice based on a monthly subscription. So then I was just about to come to that. So can we move on to the next slide? Yeah. So one of the things is I can teach them how to cook. So what I observed was in the few discussions I've had and the classes that I've conducted, that while they are very enthusiastic in coming and wanting to taste the food, and also they do say that they want to cook it and enjoy themselves, the problem with Indian cuisine is that we have a lot of masalas, the powders. In Kannada, we call it the pudi, the powder. If it takes the time, it takes a lot of patience for people to not only acquire the spices, but also roast them in a particular way, grind them, store them. That's the difficult part. So I want to make it easy for them by saying, look, if you have the patience and the time, it's all free. You can go ahead, come to my class, learn that, and roast the spices and do it yourself. Most of them will not be able to do that. So what I want to do is I'm going to give the spices and the spice mixes as a package with the monthly subscription, wherein they can choose from 10 days, 20 days, 30 days worth of spice mixes, which comes in a packet. They pay a certain sum, and then using those spice mixes, then they can go out and, like if you have the spice mix for a certain palya, that's essentially stir-fried rice from my cuisine, cooking and the vegetable and making the palya takes 15 minutes. But if you don't have the spices, it will take 1.5 hours. So with the package subscription, what they get is a spice mix. They can put it into the vegetable and have the food ready in 15-20 minutes. So I want to enable them to be at the foundation level, to be able to get on with cooking the food from all the recipes that I give them much faster and much easier without having to bother with how am I going to get the spice mixes done, the pudis and the masalas done. On the other front, I also want to take it deeper because some of them might be coming from health issues, for health reasons into the plant-based diet. So some of them might say, look, I want to keep on eating meat, but I want to incorporate more plants, or for some time have a complete plant-based diet because I have blood sugar. I want to reduce my blood sugar because I have autoimmune issues. So I want to bring in experts onto this platform over time who can actually help them using the recipes from the cuisine, from my culture, to tailor meal plans for them and say, look, this is what you should eat, and this is, you can replace these spices with these spices, the benefits are these. And all the advice that they're going to get should be, I would insist, comes from science-backed research. For example, if there is any spice which Ayurveda claims certain kind of benefit but is not backed by modern science and research in clinical trials and controlled studies, I wouldn't recommend any of my experts or medical experts to recommend them. But of course, they can refer to Ayurveda. That doesn't stop them saying Ayurveda claims this. And so it's going to be an advisory thing. It should not be taken as a medical opinion of any sort. Of course, that's what most people do when they come online and give medical advice any which way. So the sources of revenue will be the subscription model to get the packages. Can we go to the next slide, please? So there'll be packages and medical advice and free recipes, plus backed by classes. And what I also want to do is, what I've done is I've done the cooking classes, but what I sense is that it's not scalable as of yet. I cannot scale up even just in Romania by going and conducting classes everywhere all by myself. So I'm also thinking of coming up with a structured course material wherein I will say that if you go through 3 months of this course with me, you can become the trainer yourself, and you can actually cook most of the food from my cuisine by yourself. So you'll get the basics of how we approach this, and I want to use these people to be able to conduct classes in their own cities, so that I can scale at much faster based on the template that I have put here. The revenue sharing I have not worked out. I have not given a thought of what kind of revenues those preachers can expect. But I know for sure that there has to be a certain kind of revenue coming in from the subscriptions and the classes, etc., which I need to share with the teachers once trained and with the experts once trained. The online store is a much more easier direct revenue stream. To do all this, I have started building the community with the classes. I have put on the Facebook page. The Facebook group is available. The community is there. I have created a blog. I have created a WhatsApp group. The response is good. On the positive side, the response has been phenomenal, and people love it. On the negative side, I would say that I'm not getting the kind of engagement that I've been hoping for, in the sense that people are not cooking and posting the things. They come, they enjoy the class, and they go back and they cook a couple of things, and then the thing seems to die down a bit. I
have one question that is bugging me right from the beginning is, what is happening in Romania? How is it that you're in Romania and trying to do this in Romania where there isn't a huge Indian population, right?
Yes, I came here because I fell in love with a Romanian girl, and I decided to move here and
so you
open a restaurant here.
So you want to do this in Romania for personal reasons?
I'm doing this in Romania because I'm already in Romania. I have a restaurant. My business is here. My roots, I've been here for the last 11 years. So I have social connections here. My network is here, and my group of friends are here. So this is home for me right now.
The question that I'm wrestling with a little bit is, what is the awareness of Indian vegetarian food in Romania?
Indian food, the awareness is quite good. Indian vegetarian, not very much, because the people are, but the fact is there. People want vegetarian food, but specifically Indian vegetarian, they are not aware of what exactly that means. So that's where I'm trying to come in.
So you have a lot of hurdles to cross before you can engage people. You know, you're reporting that there is interest. There people are some number of people are coming to learn from you, but then they're not engaging. First and foremost, people don't cook that much, right? And it's a cultural thing. You know, modern society doesn't cook as much. So first you have to overcome the barrier of lack of awareness of Indian food, Indian vegetarian food, lack of cooking habits, all of those, overcoming all of those and getting people to engage is many, so if 60 people come to your class, maybe 3 people are going to actually engage. So that's going to be your conversion rate in terms of people who will subscribe,
right.
which actually is not a bad conversion rate. That 5% conversion is not a bad conversion rate, but to scale it, it really depends on to what extent do you need to scale it, and what are the numbers. So what is the subscription that you want to charge these people? Monthly subscription?
Monthly subscription, I didn't put it in the slides here. The monthly subscription that I wanted to charge was around, in dollars, I know it in dollars, it is around anything between $15 to $20 a month. But that would be only for the spice. Yeah, they would get the spice package and
$15 to $20 a month for the spices. So let's work with the. I don't know. Well, how many people of the 60 students that have already gone through your classes, how many are actually cooking, you think, on a regular basis?
They say all of them are. And they did cook. I'm not when I say they didn't cook. They did cook. They did post some recipe photos of what they've done on the WhatsApp group. But it's not like I was expecting half of them to cook and share it. That was the kind of enthusiasm I was expecting. But it was like you said, around 5-6 was the max that I could get. Not everybody.
So I would model based on that. So how many classes can you conduct in a month? How many students are going to go through your classes? And if you take that, let's say, actually it's a good number. 5% conversion is a good number. Let's say 5% of those are going to subscribe. Then, what are the numbers? What do you think is a reasonable business? So instead of trying to scale right away, I would first like you to prove the model out. Instead of trying to train other people to do classes and so forth, first and foremost, figure out what you can do by yourself based on your expertise and your ability to teach, your ability to attract students and so on and so forth, and see if you can build up a small subscription business and understand the dynamics of this. Like, what does it cost you to acquire students? How much do you have to spend to acquire these students? And how much are they paying for the classes? How much are they willing to pay for the classes, etc. So right now, don't worry about multiple cities, multiple countries, nothing. Just figure out what is the model. How many students can you yourself teach in a month? What does it cost you to attract that number of students, and what is the method of attracting those students? And how many of those actually convert into subscribers of masala and start cooking? Just do that much, and then come back and talk to me. If you hang on, I will explain to you how to use the program to get further help. But this is just the beginning. You don't even understand the model yet.
Okay.
So forget doctors, forget nutritionists, forget everything else. This is bare bones, the core business of subscription for masalas and teaching people how to cook Indian vegetarian, getting people to engage around in Indian vegetarian cuisine and subscribing to your masala. Just get that basic piece figured out first.
Okay.
Okay? And we'll deal with the rest after you figure that out, or as you figure that out. I'll explain to you how to use 1Mby1M. You can start working with us if you want around all the other issues, but in terms of execution, this is what you need to figure out first.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
All right? Okay.
Yes.
Great. By the way, I love to cook as well, and we have a very extensive cooking household, so I actually love this kind of ventures.
Perfect. Good to know. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, Raj, you're up next. Raj from London.
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Excellent. So to introduce myself, my name is Raj Dosanjh. As you know, I'm based in London. My background is in banking and property. I've worked for banks such as Deutsche Bank, Bank of New York Mellon, and Barclays. And outside of that, I have a keen interest in property.
Okay.
The business I'm looking to talk to you today is Rentround.com. In terms of the value proposition and the problems we solve, is we streamline the process for landlords to find a cost-effective and highly rated rental agent. Mm-hmm. In turn, what we also do is we provide letting agents with landlord leads, so that helps them get more commission and more income and revenue and profit.
Okay.
A quick guide to how it works on the right-hand side. So landlords use this website completely for free. On the website, they're able to compare letting agent fees, services, ratings, locations, and regulatory bodies a letting agent is affiliated with. Mm-hmm. The letting agents then pay a listing fee to show their services, and the platform effectively connects the two. So we pass on the landlord information to the agents for them to then finalize a deal to manage the landlord's property.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a quick summary of how it works. In terms of our journey so far, July is when we started the business. So far, we've got 150 agents on board using our platform. Mm-hmm. And each of those is paying an average of $39 monthly subscription, which is automated payments.
Okay.
We started the business as a prototype throughout July and October. In October, we realized, yes, there is a business to work on here, so we put more money into the design and marketing, and that's where you see the influx of agents that joined since November. Okay. And as the previous slide, based on current numbers we have, the estimated revenue for the rest of the year is $72,000. If you can move to the next slide, please. In terms of how we've got agents so far, we've had email campaigns, organic growth on Google, as well as sponsored posts, and the roundabout cost is around about $5,000 we've spent on advertising to acquire agents. The end game is we grow organically, so our costs of advertising will obviously come down. In terms of our customer profiles, so first, obviously, for all our agents, we have to generate leads and get landlords using the site. There are approximately 6,000 Google searches per month of landlords looking for letting agents. And in total, there are 2 million landlords in the UK, which is obviously where we're focusing on. Mm-hmm. So far, on average, we're spending $7 to acquire one lead per agent. In terms of the letting agents, so if a letting agent only just gets one conversion from us for the whole year, they still make $2,600 per year from one conversion for us on average. Mm-hmm. In total, there are 16,000 agents in the UK, so obviously that represents a massive market. And so far to date, every agent that we have got on our profile has cost approximately $29 to acquire.
Okay.
So in terms of the future growth, we have targets for 2021. As I said previously, we have 16,000 agents in the UK. If we can aim to acquire 4% of that market share and get those agents listed on our profile, that would equate to around $300,000 yearly revenue for us. In terms of how we achieve that growth, so firstly, to make sure that we continue getting landlord leads, is we need content writers to make sure that we grow organically on Google. Mm-hmm. And also we need to increase our AdWord efficiency. So the money we're paying for Google AdWords currently, we need to get experts in to make that more efficient, and therefore our cost per lead will come down. Okay. In terms of our rental agent conversions, so if you just go back, please. In terms of our rental agent conversions, we need more e-marketing, more content writers, and also social media expansion. And those two segments combined will aim to equate to 4% increase of the market share.
Raj, aren't lists available for agents and landlords that you can tap into?
Sorry, say that again, please.
Aren't email lists available for rental agents and landlords?
Correct. We've used those. We've purchased 2 lists from 2 different companies so far, and the conversion rate has been about 4 to 5% per I think, 1,000 so far, around about that number.
Not at all. So just a second, that's not at all bad. 4 to 5% conversion is very good, and if you keep nurturing that list over time, that's, there are going to be more conversions as you go along. So, in something that's targeted, email marketing works very well.
Yeah, the one issue that we had is we did the email marketing before we redesigned the platform, so our platform wasn't great at the time, which the numbers were lower. Since we spent money on redesigning the platform, we did another emailing campaign, and the numbers were drastically improved. So we aim to continue to do that now. We have a better platform.
Okay.
In terms of our competitors, there's two real competitors on the market. The first, they don't pay a subscription fee to their agents. Instead, they take a percentage of any commissions earned from successful deals done with the landlords. So rather than a subscription fees, they take a commission from any successful deals made between the agent and landlord. And then the other major competitor, they are focused on selling and not renting, so they're not really a direct competitor. I've just listed them because they have a similar model to ours in terms of subscription fees, but again, they're not directly competing with us at this moment. So that's the end of the slides. There you see a picture of our homepage and the redesign, so thank you for your time. If you have any questions.
Do you have questions? This is a mentoring session. I imagine you came here with questions. Yeah. Did you come here with questions?
Yeah, sure. So the first question I had is general feedback. We're a new business. I have experience in property and the banking market. From your perspective, I know it's just a 5-minute recap. What do you think so far? Are there major gaps that I'm missing? Or do you think this is worthwhile so far? Just general, is there any feedback for us?
Well, what I like about it is it's very specific and very focused. It's a relatively small market, but it's, and by small market, I don't think it's small market from your point of view. It's like, in the world that we operate in, there's always, these questions of venture funding and billion-dollar TAM and all that. I don't think that's what this is, but that doesn't matter, frankly. I like the fact that you are executing very clearly on a very niche, very kind of focused segmentation, and that you've already validated your value proposition. I think there are very clear paths to customer acquisition, agent acquisition, as well as landlord acquisition. So I think you should be able to build a very interesting business, for yourself over time. So I like it. The bottom line is I like it. I like it very much for its potential as a bootstrap business.
Yes, just to add to what you said there, so the focus so far has been the rental market in the UK. In terms of making this $1 million industry, we can also expand to different countries. The US is a major market, obviously, and we don't necessarily have to continue focusing on the rental market. There is a massive and much larger buying and selling property market, which we can venture into with a similar model as well.
It's also much more crowded.
Sorry?
Which is also much more crowded.
Precisely, exactly.
Let me ask you a simple question. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to build a, small bootstrap business or even a big bootstrap business, or are you trying to raise money? What is your goal? So
the first thing, I want to conquer the letting agent market myself. I think the ball is rolling and we can achieve a lot already. In terms of expanding this to a wider region, different countries and the rental market, that's when I see this as $1 million business, and that's where I'm going to need funding, expertise such as yourself, and a wider range of expertise.
Okay, well then keep going in with what you're doing and see how far you can get. And if you get stuck or need advice, come back here. I'll explain in a moment how to use the program, and you can see if you need help, you can always join the program, and we'll be here for you to help.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. It seems like Arunava Choudhury is having some difficulty dialing into the call, so I will skip through your slides. Arunava, you can try another time when you have better luck with the communication technology. Folks, if you like what we're doing here, please refer the program to serious entrepreneurs. And the word serious is in bold because it takes many years to build a significant company. And we do well with people who are, who understand that there's a lot of learning involved in building a company, putting one foot before the other, and are willing to put in that learning, use the resources we put together. It's like a gym membership, We provide the machines, but you, the entrepreneur, will need to do the workouts to be able to make progress. And just by subscribing to a gym membership, you don't really get in shape. This exact same principle here. We will give you the resources, but you're going to have to use the resources extensively to get something out of the program. So that is the, crux of the program. Come to 1Mby1M.com. All the resources are accessible through the website. There's a terrific blog, which you will learn a lot by following. You can go to the Entrepreneur Journeys book series, which is a case study-based book series, 12 to 16 case studies each book, and each book deals with a specific, specific topic, and that's you may be, in some cases, you may be bootstrapping with a paycheck. You're holding on to your job and you're starting to build a business on the side, starting to validate, starting to learn what it takes to build a business, etc. Bootstrapping with a paycheck is your book for that mode of business building, so on and so forth. You can attend these roundtables. They happen every week. You can also join the full acceleration program. That is 1M by1M Premium. This offers extensive methodology guidance. You have to make a 1-year commitment to be in the program. We offer you extensive methodology guidance, a full curriculum. We also offer you help with contacts, connections, etc. And we do strategy consulting on a weekly basis. This kind of consulting, but you're going to have extensive access to me through the roundtables, private roundtables that are members-only versions of this kind of format. Maureen, somebody's streaming noise. If you could just take care of that for a moment, that'll be helpful. We also help you with financing. If you are at a stage where you're financeable, we'll introduce you to investors, and we'll also help you figure out where you are, what you need in addition to be introduced to investors. You also have access to our Rolodex in the media, as well as our cloud in the media. We have a tremendous amount of cloud in the media. So when we publish stuff about our companies, that's also something that gets around. The 1M1M self-assessment on our website, the website, by the way, is 1Mby1M.com. Number 1, letter M, B-Y, the number 1, the letter M, B-Y.com. So 1Mby1M.com. You go to the self-assessment, there's a series of questions. These are questions that investors would ask you. So you would not need to answer these questions, and I prefer that you answer these questions for yourselves first. You are the first major significant investor in your venture, so you should ask yourself these questions. If you get stuck, a very easy way to learn the methodology that you are getting stuck on is 1M1M Basic, which is our curriculum-only option. That is only $99 a month, and if you just start studying, you will learn a lot. So go to the website, dig around, look at Premium, what to expect from Premium, Basic, what to expect from Basic, FAQs, video FAQs. A full description of the curriculum is on the website as well. We teach with case studies. We have over 1,000 successful entrepreneurs who participated in helping us build this program through their case studies, their lessons from the trenches, and we've synthesized all that for you. So you're basically standing on the shoulder of giants, and that's really powerful. So you will have access to the case studies and video lectures, video interviews, etc. in the curriculum. Our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. So it's music to my ears, Raj, when you say that you're going to do the first part of this by yourself, get to a certain degree of validation and, viability, and then think about scaling, because I think that is the way to build businesses. And I would recommend the same to both of you. Kiran, Raj, both of you have shown the beginnings, promising beginnings of a business in a niche. Let's try to validate that and build it to a certain point, and then we'll talk about scaling or figure out. In parallel, you can plan the scaling strategy. I can help you with that if you want. But you have to bootstrap to a certain degree of validation and, viability. So that's that. We have roundtables, these roundtables every week in March. So abundant availability. Please go to the public roundtable page and register to pitch or attend, and I look forward to working with you in the same mode. We also do nowadays Tuesday morning online rendezvous that's live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So you're welcome to catch me in one of those and ask questions there too. In-person rendezvous happen twice a month in Silicon Valley at Cafe Boroni in Menlo Park. So if you are local or visiting, that's fine. You can absolutely come see me at one of these sessions, and we'll continue the conversation. So it's always great to touch base in person, and a lot of entrepreneurs show up. We have nice, friendly, safe discussions there. You get some networking, but it's very small, intimate sessions. We don't do 500 people meetings. These are small, around the table at a cafe, just getting to know one another kind of sessions. Very, very human, very, very connected, high touch. Okay, so we can switch to Q&A now. I see that Q&As have already started coming in. Kiran Vasudeva, Ramalingam Subramani is asking, hi Raj, I missed to note your business name. Please share your business name and website. Kiran Vasudeva is asking, how can I come back and reach you after validating a bit more as you advise? You're going to have to join the 1 million by 1 million program, Kiran. If you want to talk to me further, you're going to need to join the 1M1M premium program, and you can do so on our website. I cannot continue to give you free advice beyond this session. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Ramalingam Subramani, you also have your hand up. Would you like to dial in to talk to me? While you're figuring all that out, let me introduce you to Irina Patterson. She is your contact within the 1M1M program, and you're very welcome to contact her to ask questions about the program. All right, folks, questions, comments, issues that you want me to discuss, or you want to discuss yourselves?
Arunava is on the call and ready to pitch if you want to go back to his talk.
All right, fabulous. You made it. I can go back to your slides, Arunava. So, Ramalingam Subramani, the question you were asking about Raj's company, it's Rentround.com. All right, Arunava, go for it.
Yeah. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Am I audible? Oh,
yes.
Okay. Good evening, Shamana. I'm Arunava from India.
How are you? First and foremost,
I'm good. I'm good.
In Delhi?
Pardon me?
Are you safe in Delhi?
Yeah, we are safe. We are safe. Thank God that we are safe. But there are issues in Delhi right now. So let's hope for the best that it gets sorted out.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going with your presentation.
Yeah. See. So right now I'm bootstrapping with a paycheck. I'm working with a public sector utility company.
Okay.
And parallelly, I'm trying to prototype this product, which is specifically targeted to commercial customers. Like it's a B2B model. We are targeting mainly hotels, and this is in the energy efficiency space. Like we are prototyping a smart thermostat. Pardon me?
What is the product?
It's a smart thermostat. We can track efficiency of air conditioners also.
So you need to install this in, you're saying you want to install this in hotels, hospitals, and offices to manage their air conditioner usage?
Yeah, we need to install it in offices and hotels and hospitals.
Okay.
So what it does is automatically controls the temperature and saves energy by gradually increasing the temperature to a comfortable level. Like there is an ASHRAE, American Society of Heating and Refrigeration and Heating, has defined the comfort level depending on many conditions. And for Indian conditions, the comfort level is from 24 degrees to 26 degrees. But mostly people who stay in hotels or hospitals or offices, they are not aware, and they put the ACs to say switch on the ACs from 18 degrees, maybe 19 degrees. So there is a lot of scope for energy saving. Like for every 1 degree increase in temperature, almost you can save from 5 to 6% of energy.
Okay.
And
Who's going to build the product? Are you building the product? Are you sourcing the product from somewhere? What is the product?
So we are building the product. We are building the product. We are building the product.
Okay. And how far along are you?
We will be ready with the product by mid-March.
And what is the competition?
Competition is mostly AC manufacturers, and as of now in India there are no smart thermostat manufacturers. Only there are some foreign companies like Ecobee and your Nest smart thermostats, but at this point of time they are quite costly. It's almost INR 15,000, 20,000 rupees, and they are targeted household, not for commercial space. So
and how much do you want to charge for your product?
4,000 and between 4,000 to 4,500.
And what is the margin on the product?
Margin is 20%. 20%.
And with that 20% margin, you will be able to do the sales and marketing to get this to distribute it?
Pardon, I didn't get you.
With that margin, would you be able to distribute it? You know, there's a sales and marketing cost involved, right? The gross margin, beyond the gross margin, you have to use the gross margin to finance the sales and marketing. So what is going to be left after you do that? That's kind of the question I'm asking. So you want to sell to budget hotels in India, 75,000 hotels, each has 25 rooms, that's your market.
Only the budget hotel for budget or market for budget hotels is 75,000, and if you consider the entire hotel industry, then it's almost like 19 lakh. I think 1.9 lakh hotels are there, or more rather.
Yeah, I like the idea of going for the budget hotels because they obviously have to worry about cost and so on. So. I like the targeted positioning of, to at least to penetrate the market and get yourselves out there. So what is your question? I understand what business you're trying to build. Tell me what is your
my question is I have targeted budget hotels, but one thing that is playing in my mind is whether they have that paying capacity to pay like 4,500. Like our revenue model, there are 2-3 revenue models. Like one is we rent out the product to these hotels. We rent out and charge a monthly rent.
That's a problem.
Hello?
Because you're going to have to, how much does it cost you to build the product? You said, 80% of that product gross margin, when 80% is the cost of goods sold, so you're going to have to, if you rent it, you're going to have to build the product and you have to put up all the upfront money and then you're going to have to amortize over time. So a $3,500 product means that you're going to have to,
No, it's 4,500 INR, Indian rupees.
Understood. You put 3,500 up there, by the way. You're saying product price is 3,500.
Yeah. So one is that, and another revenue model I thought of is that we will be charging for services, like a subscription model for services, like we'll be providing them energy analytics for tracking the efficiency of ACs, air conditioners. So should we charge them for the service or should we charge them for the product?
It's a good question. It really depends on how you're going to finance this thing. Do you have the wherewithal to build these products to be able to charge them as a service? How are you going to do it?
No, I didn't get you.
So if you have to rent this out, then you need a large inventory to rent out.
Yeah.
For which you're not going to be paid for a while. It's going to take you a while. It's going to take you time.
That was playing my mind.
Cover your, let's say, $2,800 as a rupees investment on a 3,500 rupees product that you're going to charge. So it's going to be, how much do you want to charge per month?
Yeah, that is the thing. I haven't decided on the number, but if I was thinking that if I rent it out, then I have to infuse a lot of capital before I get my money back. So that is the thing.
That's right. So that's why I think you may be better off right now to just build the product and sell the product to the hotels, and you can even then, if you have prototypes and stuff, you can take advanced orders. You can take advanced money. You can finish the product and fulfill the order as you go along. And that may be, you go to a budget hotel and you need a few prototypes. You need to show them whether it works or not, and then you're going to need to basically install it in one room. If it works, they give you an order for 25 rooms, and that's a viable path, at least for the time being.
I was also thinking on similar lines, like I should I install it. Say maybe in 1 or 2 rooms, and then I ask them for advance money if it works, like if it saves 20 to 30% energy, and then I take the money from them, and then
you're gonna have to charge them for the first unit, and then you're gonna have to charge them for every other unit. So you can get advance money, but it's not like you're going to, you won't be able to finance this without charging the customers, is my point. You can't go around doing free distribution. It's just not a financeable business otherwise.
Yeah. And what do you think of like another model, like how much we are able to save for them? We charge them that much amount of money, but I think that won't work because maybe if we
look, you cannot do anything for which you cannot get paid quickly because you don't have money.
Yes, very true.
So use that algorithm, use that test, all the ideas that you're playing with, just discard all the ideas that do not get you paid right away. Because if you don't get paid right away, you cannot build this business. You have no money to build the product with or the business with. So right now, let's make things very simple. Build a product and start getting customers who are willing to pay for that product and install in one room, get paid for that. If it works, if you've proven it works, get people to pay you advance for 25 units, go fulfill that order, and rinse and repeat. That's all you need to do right now, nothing else.
So I go one by one, like I target one hotel at a time and not go for scale or target many hotels. Only one hotel. Let's focus on only one hotel or 2 hotels.
That depends on how many prototypes how many units can you work with? Like if you have, let's say 10 units that you can finance the development of, then you can go to 10 hotels and sell 10 units for 1 room each hotel. And then if it works, they give you, maybe for 25 rooms advance and a purchase order, and you fulfill those 25 for each hotel, and that's how you go along. So it's not a bad idea to go sell to 25 hotels if you can. It depends on how many prototypes can you get built, how many products can you get built.
Yeah, because prototype also it needs money, so maybe I won't be able to build that much. But yeah, 2025 maybe I.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck.
And just one last question. One last question, if you allow me.
Sure.
Should I go to the hotels directly by myself, or should I go through a third party marketing agent, or should I approach?
Third party is going to take you on right now. You need to go yourself. No third party is going to take you on right now.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Here comes Andrew Moses. Your question is Andrews Moses. Your question is: we have a validated idea. We're building the product now. We have angel investors interested. Should I bootstrap until we launch the product? In general, the answer is yes. If you have the ability to bootstrap, it's better to bootstrap before talking to investors. But I can give you more informed feedback, more concrete feedback if you come and pitch next time, so that I can have a look at your business and where you are, what's going on, before I answer this question. So if you would like to do that, please register on the website, and Maureen will send you instructions and book you a slot in the next roundtable. Kiran Vasudeva is asking, can I pay the $1,000 in 3 to 4 installments? This I ask not to make it comfortable, but due to difficulties I'm facing in my current life. If it is not possible, we'll get back when I can do it in one go. No, we do not have installment payments, Kiran. What you can do is you can just start with basic, which is just $99 a month, and you can pay monthly. So that may be your better bet to get started and learning how to build a business through the curriculum. And then when you're ready to join the premium, you can go to the premium. Andrews Moses, we have designed the front end and shared the idea to a few angels and property managers. A couple of property management companies like the idea and would like to invest. Should we take the money now, or is it better to wait for launch? I don't know what your business is, so I'll stick by my previous answer. It sounds like you've got your question answered, but I'll be happy to look at your business. Anybody else? Questions, comments, issues? Ramalingam Subramani, your hand is still up. Do you still have something to ask me?
I didn't raise the hand. I
All
was
right.
asking questions.
Ramalingam, you seem to be streaming a lot of noise. So if you want to ask your question, go ahead and ask your question and don't stream noise. All right, folks, last call. If you want to ask questions, please go ahead and ask questions. If not, we're going to adjourn the session. Scheduled program is over. We've done 3 pitches today, and it was a productive session. All right, we'll see you next week then. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming.